Hey guys, and welcome back to Coxie Tutorials and Gameplay. This is going to be part 28 in our first person shooter tutorial series. Where we left off in part 27, we actually set up our 3 weapons so that we could switch between each weapon, and we set up the animations for the minigun so that when we pick it up it plays an animation. When we switch between weapons it plays the same animation, and also after it plays its animation it goes to the idle animation. I told you guys to go ahead and do the rest of your guns as well. I'll show you what I've done with mine. I've actually added some sound effects after the pickup, or just before the pickup animation, sorry, so it plays a sound effect as well. So I'll just show you what mine's like now. When I pick up the shotgun, I'll just make this maximized, lock cursor. Okay, so when I pick up the shotgun, as you can see, I'm just using the animation that shoots and reloads a shotgun, but I've changed the sound effect so it doesn't have the actual shoot. So it's just like that. And then with the minigun, it just plays that little jingly sound. That's about the best I could find for that. And then when we get the sniper, the animation's a lot slower to bring the sniper up to a firing position, and then you've got the idle animation, of course. Okay, so that's what mine's like. I'll just quickly switch through the weapons. So minigun, shotgun, sniper rifle. Okay, if you have any issues with setting up the other ones, just let us know and I'll help you out. I'll just quickly show you how I set up the minigun. All I've done is added the sound effect before we play the switch weapon in the weapon pickup script, and I've also added an animator variable and a audio source for each one. You don't have to have an individual audio source, of course, for each one. You could set up using the same audio source and just switch between the audio clips, but I've just set up like that because it was fast and easy. And then for the player switch weapons, I'll just show you the minigun. Yeah, so I've just added the sound again for the other 2 animations. And when you set up the shotgun and the sniper rifle, just make sure that you get rid of the yield wait for seconds, and make sure you put the lines of code after you set this weapon to active, okay? Otherwise, if you have try to play the animation or the sound before this line of code, it's not going to be able to find the audio source or the animator, okay? Alright, so let's get started with today's tutorial finally. What we're going to do is we're going to make a health display, and it's going to decrease when we get injured, of course, and when we pick up a health pack, which we're also going to make today, it's going to increase. So I've just gone ahead online and just grabbed this first aid kind of little icon thingy, and I'm just going to use that for mine. You can use something much better, of course, but this was just what I found straight up. So we'll go ahead to our main canvas, make sure you click on 2D, and then just double click the main canvas. Just scroll in a bit. Inside our main canvas we'll make a empty game object, and I'll call this health display. And in our health display we will right click and make a image, which will be image, just call it first aid cross. Okay, and also in our health display we will make a text, and this will be our text health ratio. Just make that one word actually, health ratio. Okay, so what we're going to do is we may as well just move our image. I want it down in the bottom left corner. So what I'll do is I'll just hold Alt on that, and actually I'll just move the whole thing down there. So I'll make the anchor point of the health display the bottom left corner, and then I'll just Alt and I'll move the whole thing down there like that. The first aid cross, I think we'll just leave it that size, and I'll just zoom in and set up the text where I want it as well. So with the text here, I'll just use the move tool. It's going to be fine. Just put that there for now. And what we're going to do is we'll actually, we'll make a material. We won't worry about actually putting the source image as the 2D sprite. We're just going to use a material for this one, kind of like we did for the sniper scope. So just create a new material, and I'll just call mine first aid material, and then drag your texture into the albedo slot and change the I'm going to change the shader on mine to particles multiply, and I'm going to put the soft particles factor up to full, and then go back to the image first aid cross and drag the newly made material into the material slot, and you'll see that you get this kind of green cross looking health bar thing, which will be fine. And now we'll just do the text. I'm just going to put the text to 0 for now. It's going to automatically count down up anyway. I'll put it in the middle, and I'll choose best fit, and I'll also change the color to green because it is our health after all. And I'll just quickly have a look what that looks like in Unity. So there you go, we have our little health symbol, and we have the text there, which is set on 0 for now. I might have to make this text a little bit bigger, but I will actually just move this across a little bit. I'll just leave it like that for now, that'll be fine. Okay, so now what we need to do is set up the scripts. I've already gone ahead and written out both scripts, so I'll show you the scripts in MonoDevelop. So for the first one, for the player health, I've completely got rid of the old player health script that was attached to the FPS controller, and this new player health script is the one that you guys need to use. So if you have the other player health script on here, just take it off like that, or remove the component and then just copy out this health script and replace it, or you can just delete what's in your current health script and just add all this stuff in there. Just make sure it's exactly the same as this, because don't forget that we're using quite a few different scripts in this game, and this health script actually uses things in the player respawn script, and it also, the player respawn script actually grabs a few functions out of this script as well. So anyway, to start off in our player health script, we have the import Unity Engine UI because we want to use text, and then I've just got two variables for our health. We've got our current health at 100 and the maximum health, which is 100. Obviously the current health is our health during gameplay, that can go down or up, and the max health is the maximum possible health that we can have. Then we just have the variable for the text, which I've called player health text, and this is where we'll actually drag our health text ratio into the slot for this in the inspector. And then in function start, I've just got this current health equals max health, just to make sure when we start the game the health is always going to be set to the maximum health, which is 100. It's probably not necessary, but why not, just to make sure. Okay, then in our function update we have the if statement, which is if player health text is not equal to null, then player health text.text equals current health to string. So what we're doing is we're taking the current health and we're turning it into a string, and then we're adding a percentage sign on there. And this plus the percentage sign just means that when we have 100 health displayed on the screen, it's also going to display the percentage sign after it like that. Okay, simple stuff. And then if current health is less than or equal to 0, current health equals 0. So this is a fail-safe to make sure that our health never goes below 0, and if it does go below 0, it's automatically going to set it back to 0 within the next frame. So player respawn dot player dead dot player is dead equals true. This line of code here is our player respawn script, and then we're accessing the boolean in the player respawn script, which is player is dead, and then we're setting that to true. So if we go, yeah, I do have the player respawn there. If we go to our player respawn script, you can see we have the static variable player is dead equals false, and because it's a static variable, we can actually access it quite easily by just giving the name of the script and then dot and then the variable, or this in this case the boolean, and then we can set it to what we want. And then under that we have if current health is greater than or equal to max health, current health equals max health. So this is the opposite of the other one. It's making sure that if our health somehow goes over 100, we're going to reset it back to 100, which is the max health. Then we have our function take damage. Now this is very important, guys, because this function, I'm pretty sure before, was actually called function apply damage. So make sure that in your enemy AI script you come down to the function attack player, the one that does damage to the player, and change this. This would have been apply damage. Make sure you change that to take damage, otherwise the enemy won't be able to damage us. Okay, so yes, make sure you do that, very important. Go back to player health, and of course when we our function take damage, we actually take the current health and then we minus equal the player damage. So we're just taking off the player damage, which in our enemy AI script we've got player damage here, and then up the top here, it's a very messy long script, I know, guys, this one, I'm sorry about that. The player damage is 40, so the enemy is going to do 40 damage each time. Okay, so back to the player health. After damage we have the function respawn health. This is for our player respawn script as well, and when we respawn it, just make sure that our current health equals max health. Okay, so it sets it back to 100, and that is called in our player respawn script in the function respawn player, and you can see here that we're calling the function respawn health there. Okay, so back to player health, and underneath that we just have our function heal player, and this is going to allow us to add health onto the player through our health pack script. Okay, so that's not too bad. It's pretty easy script. And then what I've also made is the health pack script, and for the health pack script, this is going to actually be attached to the health pack that we make in a second, and we have the variable health regen amount. So how much we want to gain, like how much health we want to gain when we pick up a health pack, I've set it to 75. You can always change this in the inspector. Then we have our draw GUI boolean and our player, which is a game object. So we'll need to drag our player into this game object slot on our inspector. And in our function update, we just say if draw GUI is true, and we push the E key on our keyboard, we're going to call this function use health pack, and then we're also going to destroy game object dot find health pack. So make sure that when you have your health pack, you actually call it health pack, exactly spelt like that, or else it's not going to destroy it when we pick it up, because it's going to be looking for this game object called health pack. And then I'll just show you what the use health pack function is. That's down the bottom here, and all this function is doing is it's grabbing the player and sending the message heal player and then the health regen amount. So it's using the heal player function from here inside our player health script, and then we're adding our own float to it, which is the health regen amount, which is set up the top of this script as 75. So just give the player 75 health. And then underneath the function, underneath this if statement here, we have our function on trigger enter, and it's just saying if the player walks into this collider, which is attached to the health pack, then draw GUI equals true. So then it enables this stuff to happen, because it won't happen unless draw GUI is true. And then on trigger exit, the GUI is set back to false, and function on GUI, if draw GUI is true, then basically the same as our door script, we're just setting the position on the screen where we want this text to appear with these ones here, and then we are just making the size of our actual box that we want to display the text in with these two here. And this is what we're going to say: press E to use health pack. And that is it, guys. So yeah, there's the two scripts. Just go ahead and copy them out and go back to Unity, and we'll make our actual health pack. Now I'll just get out of 2D. It's very hard to navigate around 3D environment in 2D. I'm just going to come over here because I've actually put 3 enemies in the scene again, and they just keep kicking my ass every time I try to test things out. So I'll put it over here. Game object, 3D object, cube. I'm just going to use a cube again for mine. You guys go ahead and make yours as good as you want. So with this cube, I'm going to call it health pack. Remember, we have to call it health pack, spelt like that. And we're going to make the collider a trigger. Because we're going to display text to pick up this one and have to press the E key, I'm going to make the collider quite big, so it's really easy for the player to actually display the text. He doesn't have to be on top of the actual health pack. And then of course we'll add another box collider and just leave that one. I've set this one to a trigger, that's fine. And what we'll do now is just should we make another material? Yeah, we should make another material. Oh, what about this material? How does this one look? No, that's probably not going to be the one. Oh crap. Control Z. If you ever make a mistake, just like Blender, just Control Z, and you'll get back to. You can go back a few steps, just like undoing. I'm actually going to make a material and call this health pack, and I'll drag the little first aid icon into this health pack, and then I'll just drag the health pack onto there. And also I think I'll change the color to a greeny kind of color, just like that. It looks more like a health pack. Okay, so we have that set up. Now we need to add the health pack script to our health pack, of course, and we need to add our player into the player game object. So grab the FPS controller and drop that in there, and then we just need to go to our FPS controller. Make sure you have the new player health script attached, and make sure you have, if you still have the old player health script, make sure you turn that off, of course, and drag our text health ratio into this slot here. Okay, so we'll go ahead and test it all out now. We've got everything set up. So go into the game. I've got my health, and I've got 100% health at the moment. I'll just grab all the guns for now. rid of him. Okay, let this guy hit me. Okay, he nearly killed me, so we're down to 20%. And the health pack gives us 75, so 75 and 20 should be 95. So if I go up to the health pack now, you'll see it says press E to use health pack. If I press E, we've got 95% health, and the health pack disappears. Okay guys, so that's the tutorial for today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Yeah, if you can, please leave a like, and if you're not a subscriber, please subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys in number 29. Okay guys, thanks heaps for watching. Cheers.